Okay, so this week's course was a course in Berlin, Maryland, another course in Ocean City, essentially. Let's pull out the sheet here. It's called Man o' War, part of the Glen Riddle Golf Club, which is basically two courses. One course called War Admiral, which is a semi-private course, and another course called Man o' War, which is a public course. Now, I went down there because I had been checking out some videos of golf courses in Ocean City. There's a lot of golf courses in Ocean City, in the Ocean City area, around the Delaware Shore, Rehoboth, and so on. And I wanted to go down there and play some other courses. First of all, I was hoping it was a little bit warmer than it was in the D.C., Baltimore area, although there's always the chance that it will be colder because of the bay and the water and so forth right there. So it depends. Sometimes, as when I went down and played a course the other day, which escapes me, but the course I played just off Assateague, which is right literally on the bay. Sometimes it can backfire because the bay can be foggy and the fog is right there in the course, and you might drive 5 miles inland and then it's clear. Today was a different story. I drove from, I guess it's Salisbury, straight east across the Ocean City Causeway, and that takes you right by the course Man o' War. And I was actually on my way down to check out War Admiral rather than Man o' War, but I stopped on the way down there and just kind of Googled the courses and made sure that everything was on the up and up. One of the problems that you can have if you run into these courses is that the courses are private or members only or something like that. And sure enough, War Admiral turned out to be private, but there were other courses down there. I said, fine, let me take a look at this other course, Man o' War. And that course was public. Now, I won't say that the layout that I saw, the videos that I saw of the course online were all that impressive. There's always the issue of whether it's a links course or a woods course or sort of an open course that's neither links nor a woods course, or whether there's a lot of houses and stuff like that. And this course turned out, as I drove onto it, I literally drove onto the course just to check it out, and I said, well, if I don't like it, I'll go play another course, or maybe I'll drive down to Virginia Beach National, which I've heard good things about, and I wanted to go down and play it, but that course has always stood off for me because it is down in Virginia Beach, and that is another 2.5, 3 hour drive south of Ocean City. So I ended up driving onto the course at Man o' War, and I looked at it. It was like just all these crazy swales and heaps and stuff. I mean, it was a legitimate links course in some ways. Lots of waste, lots of big bumps and stuff. And it was, the fairways and stuff may have been relatively flat, but there was plenty of obstructions on the sides and whatever in the course. The course just looked kind of, chaotic. A lot of water. And I said, wow, this looks like, some kind of amusement park course. I said, well, let me go in here and check it out and see how much they're going to, charge me to play it. Maybe I'll play it after all, since I'm right here. What the hell? The weather was beautiful. Another beautiful day. It started off in the high 40s, and then it got warmer, got into the mid 50s. Just beautiful, slightly cloudy day, just gorgeous golf weather. A little windy at the beginning of the morning, but it calmed down over the course of the day, just like the day before, and it was just really nice. So I went in. They have a really, really nice clubhouse there. It's a big converted barn, horse barn, and all kinds of stuff about the Triple Crown winners, I should say, Man o' War and Affirmed and so forth, and just had a real Breeders' Cup feel to it, but nice furniture, nice atmosphere, woody, wooden walls and everything. Just really, really, really nice condition Not too ostentatious, not a lot of, big lace and everything like that, but nice, just very nice place inside of what looked to be a large but somewhat humble looking place on the outside. And the inside, it was just really, really, really nice. Absolutely, I have to give the place, the staff, you know, nines across the board. They were really, really nice place, really helpful, really, cheerful, just as nice as they could be. The food was actually pretty. Got a nice burger and fries. It was big. It's like, how would you like your burgers? Or and I was like, oh, okay, fine. So, sat down with a couple of guys who were locals and regulars and played War Admiral, and we watched football games and so forth and everything. It was before the round or after the round. I forget. I can't remember what. I think afterwards, because I was a little frozen from playing. And when it wasn't the warmest of weather, and certainly as the afternoon went down, the wind stopped blowing, but the sun was going down, at least to the tree level. And some of the course is kind of wooded. There are maybe 4 or 5 holes that are, wooded holes. Say, I think it's like 15, 14, 15, 16, and 17 are in a section of woods. So you end up playing a nice wooded course, not too tight, not too long or anything. The course overall is Man of War is 71.96 from the back tees, and it is a 138 rating from the back tees. So a nice step up from Renditions, which I played the day before, which was about 6,800 yards from the back tees and slope 130. This course definitely had a good bite to it, but it wasn't really brutal. It wasn't like there were a lot of tabletop greens. As a matter of fact, I don't think there were any. Well, there was one. I certainly can remember. Number 5, par 5, was a nice big, tabletop green with a lake on the left side and a big sand trap running around half of it on the right side. But unfortunately, it was also had a row of condos running along the left side of the fairway, all the way down to the green. The course had some pluses and some minuses. There was definitely, the main road that goes to the clubhouse actually kind of cut through the middle of the course, just like Beulah Rock. And so you're listening to everything that drives by, and when you got guys in 57 Chevys, and there's also the Ocean City Causeway, which is just on the front side of the course, and you can hear all the road traffic going through. As you're playing most of the course, you can hear that traffic, and it's not a bad place to have a golf course, but you do have to kind of accept the fact that it is, there are a fair number of houses around the course. It's not like it's completely surrounded by houses, but let's say on the north half of the course, there are a number of houses, and as you come down towards the south half of the course where the causeway is, there's the causeway. So there's a fair amount of distractions here and there. There's some houses around the lake. There's several lakes on this course. As you drive into the course, you'll pass a lake on the left, and there's 2 holes that have greens there, and a tee box on your right, and there's another tee box for like 16 there, and then you drive a little bit further, there's a tee box for 17, and the fairway for 18 goes up, and then you go a little further. You still haven't got to the clubhouse yet, and there's the green for 18 alongside the road, and a green for number 5 alongside the road, and a tee box for number 6, and then green for number, I think it's like 8, the par 3 there. So you pass a good portion of the course as you drive into the course. And I don't know where War Admiral is exactly, but it's off somewhere close by, and the guys were telling me it was all destroyed by the rain, really. They'd gotten so much rain out there that the manager wanted to shut the course down for the next couple of months. But apparently a couple of the members voted to keep it open, so they kept it open, and then the course was just shagged from there because it was just too wet to play, even for people to walk on. Man of War was a little bit wet, but it wasn't soaked. It was certainly there were parts of it that were wet, and there's no question about that. But okay, so yeah, certainly there were parts of it that were wet, but it wasn't like it was soaked. There were no big areas. Like I've played other courses in after the rainstorm where there's like whole sections of the fairway which are either marked off or are underwater and stuff, and it wasn't like that at all. The course was in surprisingly good shape for the fact that it had been raining for 2 or 3 days straight, 2 or 3 days before I got there, and it wasn't bad at all. I mean, you could basically play. You might have to move. As a matter of fact, I didn't really have to move anything. I just had to do some lifting and cleaning, and then I could just find a nearby spot, like right within where I was standing, that was in a little higher than maybe the spot where I was that was a little bit wet, and just play from that. So it wasn't bad at all. It was almost as good as playing in a regular course under regular conditions. So I will just say that the course is so good. It was so much fun to play. It was a good challenge, but not too much of a challenge. It was long, but not too long. It had a lot of shots where the greens were next to water, or shots where the greens were over a series of bunkers, or shots where the green was over some kind of carry. Usually the par threes had some carry involved with them. Let's put it that way. The other holes really did not. It was more a matter of putting them in the fairway and hitting up to the greens and stuff. Kind of standard golf, but just kind of fun. It had enough of a slope, uphill or downhill. It had enough elevated tees. It had enough parallel off to the sides, and it really was a good course, which only had a few downers. One, the long row of condos along the number 5 fairway. The second, the causeway that ran along the numbers, I think it's 10 fairway, and the demo houses that are around the lake that's on the left side of the number 10 fairway. It's a par 4. It's pretty unique, and it was a good hole, but with a couple of issues, like a lot of noise coming off the road and the big houses. But the one thing about it is the houses that are on the course are never really on the course. They're behind a section of waste, like a 50 to 100 yard section of waste. Even the condos are behind a section of waste. Even the houses that are on the lake on like the number 10 are on the other side of the lake. The number 5, number 13, I guess it's number 12 or 13, par 5. The causeway runs alongside the right-hand side of the fairway, but there's a big stand of trees there to the right. And there's more houses off to the left of the fairway, but there's also more water and more waste over there. So you never really get that feeling like they're on the course. Like has happened to me on many courses that are woods courses, or neighborhoods courses even, where they're just too close. They're right there, and if the one thing that you have to separate them from the course is a line of OB or maybe a fence, it wasn't like that at all. These were well off the course, not quite like 500 yards or something, but they were a solid 75 to 100 yards off the course. It wasn't really a problem. And nice houses, nice area. It was a really nice course to play. I enjoyed it. I would absolutely, definitely go back and play this course again. It may not have been one of my top 5 favorite courses, but it certainly was in the top 15. I would say it was that much fun. I wouldn't say that I'd go down to Ocean City to play this course, as opposed to, say, the Links at Lighthouse Point or something. But I would definitely go back there if I was in Ocean City and play this course again. So it was a good round. I certainly will give this course a B+, a solid B+. Great course, great staff, really nice clubhouse, really just good. Had showers, everything in there. I was amazed at how much I enjoyed it for the $45 with a cart that it cost me to play. It was a great deal. I mean, I don't like to spend time talking about courses that I played in the past in my videos going forward, but this course was absolutely, unquestionably, no doubt about it, worth the drive from the front steps of a course in Potomac, say, okay, that a public Montgomery County course in Potomac for the same price without a cart, okay, on a much shorter and much smaller and a much easier course with at least as much road noise and certainly more houses, okay, this course was worth the 3 or 4 hour drive all the way out 50 to Ocean City to play it. And it wasn't even that great of a course. It was a good course. It was just so much better, okay, than a course I will not name, but anyone who knows Montgomery County would know about. Certainly anyone who played on small community courses knows this feeling. Yeah, it's golf, but it's really just a golf-like substance. Okay, it's golf, but only because I have to hit the ball with a club. This was a solid golf experience and absolutely a B-plus course. I will certainly say it was worth, especially you're in Ocean City. It's right there. How could it be a problem to drive down there and play a good round of golf, then go and get some seafood and go down to the beach and hang out and you get a nice drive. And it's way down in the middle of nowhere all the way until you get to Ocean City or Salisbury at least. Absolutely worth the 8 hours driving back and forth, plus the 4 or 5 hours to play the course. Absolutely, no question. That's Man of War Golf Course in Berlin/Ocean City, Maryland. Solid B+.